Hello everybody, Cold Starcraft here with another redundant game. Now, the last game I casted right before this, about 10 minutes ago, was Redundant versus Calves. That was a custom game between two brothers. This is not a custom game, this is a ladder game. This is the Diamond Division. And it's a Terran versus Terran with Rhad spawning down here in the red, and Redundant spawning up here in the blue. So, with all this exciting SCV action, I guess I could talk about the channel. If you're here and you stumbled across this and you're still listening, thank you. And basically, this channel is set up to cast ladder games. We won't be doing any pro games, just ladder games. So far, just 1v1. Possibly doing 2v2s and other things kind of in the future, but we'll just see where it goes, and whatever happens, happens. But Rhad is sending out an SCV right now. Neither of them are walling in, so not a good idea to wall in Terran versus Terran because of those siege tanks. And boy, oh boy, do I hate siege tanks versus siege tanks. It's just the worst. I don't actually enjoy siege tanks at all. I should build them a lot more. I am a Terran player. I really dislike them. Is there any harass going on here? Not really. Redundant chasing away that SCV. The SCV is not as good as the probes at early harass, although they can do it. But let's see. Redundant's going to run in here, just kind of check what's going on and run back. Basically just get vision of everything and run back home. We do see a standard opener for both players right now, although I'd say Redundant is a little bit farther ahead, and he is definitely farther ahead. Let's look under units and actually make sure. Well, no, Redundant's buildings are farther ahead, although he is 2 SCVs behind Rhad here. So yeah, it's depends what kind of build they're going for to see who's farther ahead. Although Redundant leaving an SCV in here, possibly he's going to run in later, just suicide in here and be able to see what's going on. We do see a second Rax coming up for Rhad, and that's exactly what he's doing. He's running around, taking a peek, clicking a lot, and checking out what is going down. A factory going up for Redundant. There's 2 Marines on the field, and we're going for that would be a very quick factory in my opinion, although Redundant needs a supply depot, and he's not making one, and he's going to be capped here if he builds anything. This SCV will cap him. He is now food capped, so hopefully he realizes that and builds a supply depot. What about Rhad? He is not supply capped. He's got some room to play, so he is building more SCVs, although not choosing out to get any more Marines. He does have 2 Marines, and he's going for 2 racks fast expand. So very interesting. What do we have going down here? A second factory. So the first factory is going tech labs. We could see some very, very quick siege tanks. Going for a lot of siege tanks, I'm guessing, with the 2 factories. Or he could be going for Hellions with pre-igniter. And we do see a Hellion coming out, although supply cap, the supply depot will be done any second. So it won't be supply cap for too long. Although, really, actually, this SCV was sitting there for a while, so a little bit of supply cap. But that's pretty much the only thing that's going on in this game. So, a bunker going down for Rhad. Good positioning on this bunker, able to protect the ramp and protect the natural expansion. Redundant is... what is he getting out here? He is getting out Blue Flame Hellions, so let's see what happens. There's no starport, just Hellions, so he is predicting... Well, he did see the 2 racks, so he does know. Well, let's double check. Oh, we're on Rhad vision. That's not what I tried to do. But let's see. He doesn't know anything really. He's building blind. What does Redundant know? Redundant knows that his SCV is under attack, and he sees the 2 racks, so he can safely assume that he's going for a 2 racks FE. And we do see the orbital command coming up pretty quickly, although only a 2 SCV advantage. So having this expand isn't a huge advantage if you don't have the proper saturation, although he will be able to work on that saturation momentarily. Blue Flame is almost completed, the pre-igniter for those Hellions. There is 4 Hellions on the field, 5 Hellions now with 1 more any second. And we do see a Medivac coming, so we could see a Hellion drop we'll have to see. Well, really, that's the only logical thing that could happen from here is a Hellion drop. So with that blue flame, these SCVs will disappear. Let's see, it completed. I want to see what their damage was before and after, but after the blue flame, it is 24 versus light. So we'll have to see how much that can do. 24 damage. These guys have 45 health. So those Hellions can just devastate the SCVs, and shooting in a line I think it's a really cool feature that was added in StarCraft 2. Hellions are not in StarCraft 1. I'm going to say that confidently, even though I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, I think it was the Fire Bats. See, I'm not a StarCraft 1 player. The Fire Bats are not in StarCraft 2, and the Hellions was basically their replacement in a way. But adding some cool functionality in the game. So we are going to see a drop here. Rhad, why am I having so much trouble saying that? Rhad, we could call it. I'm not sure. Anyways, whatever it is, I'm struggling to say it. So we are going to see a drop by Redundant. That is such a cool statue, this Zealot or Protoss thingy. And right in the corner here, can you see the drop? He cannot see the drop. It's right out of his vision, although now he can see it because these Hellions are in his mineral line, and these SCVs are just popping. Losing, so many. How many does he have? He's down to 24. So now Redundant actually has an SCV advantage. Running around trying to clean it up. Will he escape with all of them? He will escape with every single one, as this tank cannot shoot down this Medivac as he runs away. Although, you see how the Medivac dipped down right when it went here? Wouldn't that put it in line with the tank? Couldn't you make that argument? No? Can't make that? No, it doesn't. Okay. Redundant, so many Hellions, although Hellions can be countered by, well, really anything that's not light, although Redundant moving in right now. This is the perfect build to counter this 2-Rax, although obviously not just the 2-Rax left. We're going Marine Siege Tank, which is such a common build in Terran versus Terran, and boy do I hate it. Although we see a drop in the natural, able to snipe that SCV. These are the exact same Hellions, so a little weak. The Marines are stimming in here. Oh, they're going to be able to take out all these Hellions, doing a bunch of damage to these Marines, but not actually able to kill too many, getting them down to about 11 HP. One more shot could have toasted a ton of Marines, but now these Medivacs will use their energy to completely heal them up. Rhad is looking to move out. He has sustained a lot of losses. He's down to 16 SCVs to Redundant's 27. So although Redundant does not have expansion, moving it out now. Oh, and these... Oh, how is this going to fare? These Hellions, why would that word not come to me, are able to actually DPS down that siege tank and able to clean up these Marines easily. And there is a Viking on the field, so the Viking could chase down these Medivacs. 20 HP, how much do the Vikings do? 14 versus armored, I'm not sure if they're armored, but anyways, these Hellions are actually pretty good at taking out siege tanks. I'm quite surprised at how good they are. This Viking could kill this Medivac, but choosing to go for the expansion, really just destroying the economy. Picking that orbital command up, but really not going to do too much. These Hellions, I'm really quite surprised as to how well these Hellions do against siege tanks. This Marauder, though, as you can see, Hellions are great against light, but this Marauder is just able to survive forever against these Hellions. The Hellions really suck, although that Marauder getting evaporated by the Banshee's rockets. And Marines are good against Banshees, but there is not enough Marines to fight off these Banshees. These Vikings are holding down air control. There isn't a lot for Rhad to do right now. Picking off everything that comes at him, this Banshee is. I said that like Yoda. Picking off everything that is coming, this Banshee is. I'm not that epic, but this orbital command is landing. These Vikings are landing to shoot their little machine guns. Don't they look cool? These little flaps here bounce up and down because of all the sweet action that's going on. Rhad has left the game, so good game. Really interesting build. Going Hellions and Banshees. Basically, the Hellions did everything in this game. The Banshees came in and supported, and the Vikings came in for air control. Really, really cool game. A really good way to defeat that. the siege tank marine lockup that TvT tends to get into way too often that I can't stand. Anyways, good game. Leave a comment, thumbs up, subscribe, or don't, but I would appreciate it if you did. Thank you, and see you next time.